Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Boost Up English Live. This is the #1 pronunciation show for you guys to learn how to hear the language like a native speaker. Talking about everything related to American pronunciation. So, hope you guys are having a good week. It's going to be a great show here today. Just getting a couple things set up as we get started. We're going to talk about, again, more voiced and voiceless sounds, talking about the how to pronounce the final S at the end of words. There's 3 different ways. I'm going to show you my methodology, the way that I teach this. Again, we're going to talk about doing it the way that a native speaker would do it, not by memorizing rules, by learning how to listen to the sounds of the language, the parts of the sounds, the specific characteristics. Because remember, American listeners do not listen to letters. We listen to parts of sounds. So remember to hit the like button. All right. Are we back now? I think so. Sorry, I just forgot to turn off that VPN. All right, so like I was saying, we're going to talk about final S. We're going to do more phrase chunks, and we're going to do some accent analysis. So drop a like. Let me know in the chat where you are watching from. All right, so to get us started here, let's jump right into it with the final S. All right, so final S, whether it's pluralization, you can have possession apostrophes, whatever reason you're putting a final S. Right? There's 3 different ways to pronounce this. So again, you can find the link to this if you want to pull up the link right now. Go over it with me. It's in the description. There's a video, old video of mine. I don't know, from 2019 or something like that. And the cheat sheet. So basically, this is the same as what we talked about in the last live when we talked about voiced and voiceless. So if you guys don't know what voiced and voiceless is, it's basically the difference between vibration and not vibration. Actually, voiced and voiceless is one of the first videos. No, it's actually the first video, I think, that I ever made on YouTube. Let's check it out. In my page, if you go to the oldest video, look at that. Boom. Look at your boy right here. This is my YouTube introduction to YouTube 6 years ago. Seems like more than that, 6 years. But this is the first video I made, and this is really the beginning of understanding how to listen to the language like a native speaker. So you can go watch that video later, but what this means, voiced, unvoiced, vibration, or no vibration. So sometimes people say voiceless, you could say unvoiced, it's the same thing, but these don't have vibration. So if you pronounce these letters, right, it's just air coming from the mouth. There's no vibration. Voice sounds do have vibration, right? If you guys pronounce these b, d, g, l, m, n, r, v, right? You can even hear that vibration. If you pronounce them, you can feel the vibration. A lot of times, different letters, you could look at 2 letters that will be the same consonant sounds, and the only difference is that one is vibrating and one's not. For example, F and V, right? F is not vibrating, V is vibrating, but it's the exact same mouth position. P and B, P, B. K and G, K, G. Right? So a lot of these consonant sounds share the same mouth position. It's just whether or not we add vibration. And we know that the vibration comes from the musicality that we create from the diaphragm, bringing the energy of our voice up first, then starting our speaking voice, right? And keeping that vibration, that resonance here, the melody here that the listener's following. So this is really easy. And the reason why I recommend that you do it like this is because if you try to memorize which sounds are voiced and which sounds are voiceless, you're always going to have to go back and start thinking, okay, wait a minute, I'm speaking, right? And you have to go back and memorize all these rules as opposed to just feeling the way the sound feels inside of your body and then continuing the sound. So the key to this is to just look at the word in present tense and the final, in singular form. I'm thinking about last live's lesson. Look at the word in the singular form, right? So like sleep. Sleep finishes with the P, that's voiceless. So in English, what we do, not just with this final S, we saw last live with the past tense ED, we saw with the flap T, right? When we don't have vibration, we don't like to add vibration. And when we have vibration, we continue vibration. So in this case, because P is voiceless, we're just going to make it plural by adding the voiceless S, sleeps. Sleeps. Pss, 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 pss. You hear that? No vibration. Repeat it after me. Sleeps. Same thing. Books. Books. Right? So that way when you're talking, you don't have to think, oh, wait, is K voiceless? Is it voice? You just say no vibration and keep no vibration. Books. Like that. Hats. No vibration. Right? Hat. Make it plural. Make sure you repeat them after me. Hats. Remember, just staring and listening to me is not enough to improve your pronunciation. You have to build the muscle memory by the sounds actually coming out of your mouth. So that's why it's important you repeat as much as possible. Next one. No vibration. Cliffs. Cliffs. This one is the same sound, right? I mean, PH here, same as F. No vibration. Graphs. And then with the TH sound, there's two types of THs. We'll do a TH live. Lots of topics to cover so far, or still. We'll do a TH live here, but there's two TH sounds. There's voiced and voiceless. So when it's voiceless, months. And I'll give you guys another tip that you actually, if you're saying this word fast, just in natural speech, we actually just drop the TH. We just say months. 6 months, 7 months, 8 months. But if you want to pronounce it slow, clearly, right, quote unquote, correctly, you can say months. And again, you still hear the energy continuing through from my body. Okay, so that's voiceless sounds. You can also call them unvoiced. They do not vibrate. Voiced sounds, we do feel the vibration. So instead of S, we're going to add Z. And guess what? This is another one of those minimal pairs, right? S and Z is the same mouth position. The only difference is that S, no vibration, Z, lots of vibration. So when we have these words that finish with the vibrating sound, we continue the vibration and we add the Z. So this is where it's going to start to get challenging for you non-native speakers, because you're going to have to really force yourself to keep your musicality, your singing quality, your stream of energy flowing through and connected, and not give up that vibration. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge for you at first, but you can do it. So again, even though the words are here, you see the words, the point is not to stare at the words. The point is to listen to and feel the vibration. That's how a native speaker listens to the language. Listen to the vibration down here and listen to how your ears can trace it the whole way through. Listen to this. Crabs. Bzz, bzz, bzz. Crabs. Words. Bzz, bzz. Right? I'm not saying what's. Right? That sounds like a totally different word. WORT, right? That's like something you get on your skin. Warts or words. Oh yeah, it's coming down, the rain. Next one, bags. Hear that vibration? Don't try to listen to the letters. Follow the vibration. Follow the vibration of the pitch. Follow how it comes down. Follow how it continues with the Z. Bags. Bags. Another thing to be careful of is that just because you see these consonant sounds here in the beginning doesn't mean that you start by pronouncing the consonant sound. So what I mean by that is you're not going to go ba, 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 ba. I was just watching some of my students do that today, making really tight lips going ba, ba, ba. Don't do that. Never do that unless you're trying to make a huge exaggeration. Never go ba. Never make a perfect ba sound. That doesn't exist. Buh. You see that? Look how soft my lips are. Listen to the difference. Ba, buh, bags, bags. Gz, gz, gz. Fall into the same trap with F. I just saw the same thing today. Students sent me a video and they were pronouncing the F like this. Fa, 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 fa. It sounds bad. It looks bad. You've never seen a native speaker going fa, 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 fa. You've never seen it. Right? Just bring your energy up. Yes, you do need to make some contact here, but don't make it tight, hard contact. Soft. Just enough so that the shape of your voice gets changed by the placement of the tooth against the lip softly, right? Sing up with the musicality. Keep that vibration going for this dark L all the way into the zzz. Listen, follow the vibration. Falls, falls, falls. Repeat it. Falls, right? I'm not saying false, 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 false. That's what you guys do. You guys, your ears, I'm talking to anybody. I don't care what your native language is. I've seen them all. I've worked with all of them. Your guys, all of your instincts or just habits is to pronounce those consonant sounds as clear as possible. And that's why it's hard to follow. Like it's hard for us to follow you in your, like if we go to your country and try to learn your language, it's hard for us to do that. It's harder for you guys to come and learn our language, right? I've been speaking Spanish for over 10 years. That is the first thing I had to learn how to do, is really put a lot of emphasis on my consonant sounds. In English, American English, consonant sounds, it's not what brings the value. It's not what lets us know what's happening. All right, listen. This is another consonant that you guys are going to overpronounce. You're going to get it way, way too much attention. Make it perfect. For most of your ears, the M sound is ma, 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 which does not exist in English. Does not. Ma, ma. Never has, never will. For us, M is this. That's it. As soon as you go ma, like that, you're saying something from a different language. It's not English. Okay, so because it has this strong vibration, we're just gonna go dreams. You hear I just slid right through? I didn't make some perfect release. Dream masa, masa, mas, ma, ma. No, it's just dreams. Follow the vibration. Listen to the language like a pro, not like a beginner. Dreams, like that. Same thing with the N. Oh, man. I cannot tell you how many students I see making an N like this. Nah, 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 nah. Look at my tongue. Look at how I'm doing this. Look at this. I got good at this from imitating you guys. Look at this. Nah, 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 nah. You guys all do that. That doesn't exist. That is not a sound in English. Just like with the M, the N is just and look, you never see the bottom of my tongue. If you're practicing and watching yourself and you see your tongue going nah, 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 or da, 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 you're practicing in a way that's taking you backwards. That you will rarely see the bottom of a native speaker's tongue. So from that vibration, we're not going to release the perfect N. We're just going to slide into zzz like this. Watch how you don't see the bottom of my tongue. I'm not going to use my tongue and the contact to create the N. Watch this. Fans. Listen again. Listen to how the vibration just continues through, never stops. Watch this. Fans. Only listen to the vibration, right? Most of you will say fans, 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 fans. No vibration, no vowel. I'm saying fans, fans, right? All the identity of my voice is right here. The melody, the vibration, the resonance, and the connection. All right, next one. Right? This sound, this one will, it's impossible to make an unless you have good placement inside the body. The R sound is one that will even help tell you where you are with your placement. So we're just sliding right through. Where's. And again, please do not make a W sound like this. 99.9% of you that come to my class, you pronounce your W like this. You make this little kissy face, right? You're talking to me on the screen. You're looking at me. You guys go, wah. I'm like, please stop doing that. Don't do that. It's not that type of video call. Look, wah. Why are you guys doing it like that? Because your ears are obsessed with the consonant sounds and you want that W sound to have this perfect crisp identity, which does not exist in English. Remember, we're changing the shape of the air that's coming up. So I don't need to push my lips away from my teeth, which we call lip flare. Wah. All I need to do is bring my lips together as my voice moves forward. Look at this. Whoa. And for our ears, American listeners, that is a W. So what does that mean? You have to change the way you hear the consonants, right? Because where's for us is just as close. West is what I hear from most of you non-native speakers. Where's. Make sure you're listening to the vibration. American listeners not listening to those letters that you see on the screen. They're listening to the shape of this. Listen. Where's. Go ahead, repeat it. Show me the same vibration. Imitate this. Where's. All right, last one. Same thing. Follow the vibration. Gloves. Gloves, like that. All right, if you're in the chat, let me know where you're watching from, what country you're in, or what city. If you have any questions, throw them in the chat. If there's any words you want me to break down, throw them in the chat as well. You can scan the QR code and upload a video, and I will do an pronunciation analysis on you on a future live. All right, last category. Category number 3. It's called sibilant. It's got a funny name. Doesn't matter. You don't need to worry about the name. The name doesn't matter. The name, it could be called anything. It could be called hamburger, hot dog. Doesn't matter. What matters is that all of these sounds, s, x, z, ch, sh, j, they all have a very similar characteristic to S or Z because they have this kind of front of the mouth form of the energy of coming from the body, right? So what that means is it's really hard to add S or Z after this, right? As you see here, what does it say? It says sibilant sound is kind of like a hissing sound. It's just this kind of front of the mouth thing. Right? It's hard to go, right? It's not that obvious that there's another letter that's there. So now what we do is we add the extra syllable. Okay, so this is probably, I don't know, I think easier to understand, right? But you got to make sure when you add the extra syllable, it's vibrating as well. So it's is. If you say s, it's just not going to be effective. Okay, so repeat them after me. Follow the sound here in the body, the vibration, the shape of the vibration, the melody, the pitch. Listen to trace that vibration all the way through. Here we go. Let's listen to this. Races. buses. Listen to how my consonant sounds are very soft. All the focus is going on the vowels. Boxes. Prizes. Watches. Dishes. And changes. Okay? So this is the way to train yourself on the final S like a pro, not like a beginner. All right? Hearing the language. And it's the same thing. It's not anything that's super different. The same way you listen to the language to understand how to do this, like I said, it's the same way you listen to the language to learn how to know how to do past tense ed, simple past, flap T's. What else? I might be missing something, but I mean, it's so you don't have to think about it. You feel it and you hear it, and that's what you want to do with the language. All these other teachers that are having you memorize rules, I mean, it's not wrong, but it's not a way that's going to stick with you for the rest of your life. And the way I'm teaching you is so that you can do this for the rest of your life, because you're changing the way you hear the language permanently. You're learning what to focus on permanently. All right, there's just a note down here that says, right after vowels, use a Z. I mean, vowels are vibrating anyways. It's not, that's a vowel is the only thing that makes a vowel exist is vibration. So yes, for those of you who might not know, Y can also act as a vowel. Also, W can act as a vowel. So you would pronounce these as plays. Repeat them. Don't just stare at me. You guys are all addicted to staring at someone. That's one of the biggest surprises you're going to get. If you come into my classroom, you're going to have to explain what you're doing, why you're doing it, and show me how to do it. Because after I show you how to do it, it's your turn to start teaching yourself, right? So don't just stare at me. That's not the type of class. You won't learn like this. Here we go. Plays. Sees. Tries. Follows. Continues. So that's it. That's the final S. So if you guys have other questions about this, drop them in the chat, drop them in the comment section on the replay. All right, moving on. Time for phrase chunks. Today we're talking about to go to. How do you guys say this? I think most of you say to go to, like that. Or at least that's what I hear the most. I hear non-native speakers saying to go to. Because that's how you would pronounce those letters in your native language. But remember, what you see written on the paper is not what we say. So the more you stare at the words, the letters, and try to pronounce them correctly or more clearly, the less clear you're going to sound. So, as usual, why do I recommend phrase chunks? Because it's the most effective way to learn the language and be able to actually use it. You're never going to be in a situation in real life where it actually matters whether you know what the rule is for this grammar tense or that grammar tense. All you need to do is start to accumulate a collection of the phrases that you use on a regular or semi-regular basis, know what they mean, when to use them, but more importantly, how to pronounce them in a way that the listener is going to easily understand. So I know a lot of you probably even know this, or maybe some of you, I'm not sure how many, but I guarantee that when you're speaking, you do not pronounce it in a way that sounds clear and natural, even if you know it. I can't tell you how many times I've taught this to students, right? 6, 7, 10, 20 times. And when they're speaking, they still don't use the pronunciation that I've taught them. So first of all, let's break it down. what do we have going on here? We've got two function words and a content word. So we know that our content word has to be bigger, has to stand out, is much more important. We also know that with this word to, we do not want to pronounce it as to, oh. We want to turn it to the schwa. And what is the schwa? It's the sound that we use to make unstressed syllables, obviously unstressed. So we say And how do we know it's a schwa? Because first of all, it's neutral, right? There's no shaping or forming of the mouth, and it's just a sound resonating in the body. So when I pronounce this, I'm going to say to go, right? You see this? To go, putting all that attention on the pitch in the O. And because this T is unstressed, surrounded by vibrating vowels, I'm turning it into a flap T. So I'm saying to go to. Listen to the sounds. What I just said is not written on the paper. Well, it's written here. It's written here, but this is not written here. Listen to the sounds. Follow the vibration. To go to. To go to. That's how you should be pronouncing this every single time. Every single time. To go to. To go to. To go to. So, like I was mentioning, this is a phrase chunk you're going to use pretty much every time you speak English. So it makes sense to spend a week perfecting it, right? And you can put all sorts of things around it, right? So here, if you have been watching my lives, you know that you should not say going to or going to, even if you put the schwa. Oh, sorry, excuse me. Excuse me. We shouldn't say going to. We say going to. All right, so we can say this. I'm gonna. Watch this. Instead of I'm going to, we'll say I'm gonna. I'm gonna. Right? I'm not saying I'm going. I'm going. I'm going. I'm going. That's you know, staring at the letters and trying to pronounce what you see. We're saying I'm gonna. I'm gonna. And not I'm from the mouth, is from the body. I'm gonna. I'm gonna go to. I'm gonna go to. Right? I think you can say that every time, every day. You can find an opportunity to say this. I'm gonna go to. But if you pronounce this, I'm going to go to. I'm going to go to. No one's gonna understand you. So put whatever noun you want. I'm gonna go to my friend's house. I'm gonna go to the store. I'm gonna go to the bank. Okay? But it should be schwa here. Gonna. Don't worry that I'm not pronouncing these letters. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter why. I'll do classes on all of these things, but you don't need to know the rules to know that that's the way to pronounce it and to practice it and start listening to it. Right? I'm gonna go to. Follow the vibration. I'm gonna go to, like that. This one, have to. Listen to this. I'm not making any vibration here. This word we always pronounce it like this. Well, I guess we'll move this over here. We always pronounce it with F. There's no rule for this. It's just what we do. Have to. Okay? So it's have to go to. Have to go to. I have to go to. You have to go to. We have to go to. You try it. To go to, I don't know, the hotel. What? We have to go to the just listen to the sounds. We have to go to the hotel. And notice it's not hotel. It's not hotel. It's hotel. We have to go to the hotel. You try it. Okay, next one. Don't say need to, need to, need to. Or, need to, like also, T-O-O. Use the schwa, say need to. Listen to the vibration. I didn't say nita, nita, nita. I said need to. I'm singing my voice. Need to go to. Need to go to. Say it 3 times. Need to go to. That's it. You gotta repeat these things so many times. What? They need to go to. I don't know, France. They need to go to France. Listen to the vibration. They need to go to France. To go to. All right, this is one here where I'm not going to explain the rules. I'll explain them in a future class. Doesn't matter what the rules are. You just got to start listening to it the right way. Regardless of the rules. If you know the rule and you don't listen to it that way, it doesn't matter. And if you're always focused on rules instead of listening, you're not going to learn to listen. Listen to this. Wanna. Wanna. Listen, I'm not putting any emphasis on consonant sounds. I'm saying wanna, 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 wanna. Guarantee that's what you guys are doing right now. Guarantee you're going wanna, 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 wanna. Exactly what I was saying not to do earlier. Look, it's all here. It's all here. Just listen to this. Wanna, wanna, wanna. You try. Wanna go to. Wanna go to what? I don't know. Where do we want to go to? Australia? Listen to this. I want to go to Australia. Did you listen to letters or did you listen to the vibration here? I want to go to Australia. Did you listen to how the vibration never stopped? Because I bet you most of you, when you just repeated that, you broke these 2 words apart. You said, go to Australia. Go to Australia. Listen, what I'm saying here is not written on this page. Listen to how the vibration never stops. These sounds get connected. Look. I want to go to Australia. Go to Australia. I want to go to Australia. I want to go to Australia. Like that. All right. Again, doesn't matter what the rules are. Listen to the way I pronounce this. Trying to go to. Trying to go to. Or you could say trying to go to. You could say trying to go to. They're both fine. Trying to go to or trying to go to. Did you even notice the difference? If you did, that's good because you're listening to the vibration. If you didn't, listen again and listen to the vibration. First version, trying to go to. Trying to go to. Trying to go to. Trying to go to. Right? I turned this one, the second version, I turned that into the flap T. So what? We are trying to go to what? Sleep? I'm tired. So again, we've talked about these contractions, reductions. I know it's a habit that you've been doing for a long time, saying we are. I know you've been saying it like that for a long time. Yes, we're gonna make a contraction, but I'm not gonna say we're. Weird. That's how a beginner would do it. That's probably how you learned in school when you were a kid. Weird. That's how I would say it if I thought you didn't speak English. Weird. Remember we talked about reductions like the last 3 or 4 lives. It sounds like this. We're. Right? You're listening for what. I'm speaking from here. We're. Right? So listen, we're trying to go to. You say it. We're trying to go to. We're trying to go to sleep. You hear how much pitch, musicality I put in E and sleep? We're trying to go to sleep. All right, so here, should, or we could put in negative, should go to, right? Recommendation. Say you should, you hear that? I'm not saying should. Yeah, I've heard the way that you guys pronounce these words. That's why I can imitate you. I'm not saying you should. I'm saying you should. Listen to that vibration. You should go to what? Hawaii? Can I even spell Hawaii? Hawaii, is that how you spell it? You should go to Hawaii. Follow the vibration. You should go to Hawaii. You say it. You should go to Hawaii. Just imitate the vibration. You should go to Hawaii. Or you shouldn't go to Hawaii. Just listen. Yes, I'll teach you the stop T. I'll teach you all that stuff later. But just practice imitating the sounds first. You shouldn't go to Hawaii. You shouldn't go to Hawaii. Next one. Couldn't. Or could. What's it? What? They couldn't go to what? The event. So word you guys use a lot. Event. It's not event. It's Listen to this. Event. Right. You should probably pay a lot of attention to here where there's 2 schwas. The. How many sounds do you hear? How many syllables? There are 2 syllables. I'm saying. The. 2 schwas. The event. But you got to use musicality, sing your way through it. The event. Listen to this. They. Vibration is the overwhelming characteristic of the word. Not they could go to the event. Repeat it. They could go. See how small that was? They could go to the event. Here, listening here, repeating, imitating this. They could go to the event. Or they couldn't go to the event. They couldn't go to the event. All right. Wouldn't. I wouldn't go to. Where wouldn't I go? I wouldn't go to Southside Chicago. Maybe some of you would. I wouldn't. So listen, still saying go to Southside, putting stress on here, these important vowels. Chicago. It's not chi. We do a whole class on this. It's not Chicago. Chicago is sh. So it sounds like this. Chicago. Right? Chicago, not Chicago. I told you guys are not listening. You guys are reading or remembering what your brain remembers from the when you saw the word. Listen to the sounds. Imitate the sounds. I wouldn't go to, let's say, the south side. The south side of. I wouldn't go to the south side of Chicago. Listen to how I connect the sounds. I wouldn't go to the south side of Chicago. I wouldn't go to the south side of Chicago. I wouldn't go to the south side of Chicago. Don't focus on every letter. I guarantee 75% of you guys are trying to follow along word by word. I wouldn't go, no. This is one sound. Just follow the sound. Keep this whole sound connected. I wouldn't go to the south side of Chicago. I wouldn't go to the south side of Chicago. All right, what are you gonna say? I can't go to the party. I'll work on can't. We'll do a whole class on it, but just use your ears, imitate can't. Listen, what does it sound like? Can't, do that. Can't go to the party. Can't go to the party. What we say? She can't go to the party. She. Listen how small she is. She can't go to the party. Follow the pitch, the melody. She can't go to the party. All right. I won't go to what? Where won't I go? I won't go to. What do you guys think? Where won't I go? I know where I won't go. I don't want to get too controversial though, but somewhere I wouldn't go is I wouldn't go to a. I mean, let's say I wouldn't want to go. I'll just say I wouldn't go to a musical. A musical. Well, sorry for you theater people. I wouldn't go. So listen, still saying go to. Go to. Listen, are you? How many syllables do you hear? Go to. Or sorry, duh, 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 go to, go to, go to, go to musical. Try it. Go to musical. I won't go to a musical. Vibration. Listening here. I won't go to a musical. All right. So there you guys go. This is the phrase chunk. Go to. So stop saying to go to. Stop saying go to. Stop saying anything like that. You're going to use this phrase every time you speak English. Say it right. Make it easy for the listener. No, that way, even if you pronounce the other parts not so clear, right? France, Australia, whatever, south side of Chicago, you've already captured the listener's ear. Why? Because you're pronouncing this go to or to go to in a way that's easy for them to follow. So let me know if there's any final questions about this before we move on to accent analysis. Or if there's any words you want me to break down quickly. Because we're going to do a live accent analysis. I think today we're doing Polish. It's the first time we've done a Polish accent analysis here. Well, on the live show, I've worked with lots of Polish people. I've had lots of Polish students. You know, I find Polish people to be some of the most polite people that I've ever taught. Not everybody from every country is polite, but I have taught, I don't know, 30 Polish people at least, and they're all really polite. So shout out to the Polish people for being so polite. All right. You guys ready? Let's do it. Let's do the accent analysis here. I don't know who this guy is, but I think you guys do. Or some of you. I think he's a football player. Let's be nosy here. Let's do a little research. What does it say? Robert Lewandowski. What's up with our boy here, man? Robert Lewandowski, futbolista Polaco. Oh, he's in the MLS, so he's not that good. Maybe he used to be good. Chicago Fire. Yeah, I mean MLS is where, I mean, even I know that. I don't know anything about soccer, but That's where you go for your career to retire. You go to bury your career. All right. He's been playing for the national team since 2008. So he's one of the better players. He's 37. He's married since 2013. Press card, blah, 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 blah. Is Lewandowski fluent in English? What does Google say? Yes, Robert Lewandowski speaks English fluently. I mean, I saw he had a lot of interviews on YouTube, so I'm sure he's quote unquote fluent. Is Robert Lewandowski English? A full international for what? I don't even know what that means. How many languages can he speak? 4 languages: Polish, English, German, and Espanol. Okay, I'd like to hear him speak some Spanish too. Maybe I'm not gonna analyze Spanish, but I'd just be interested. Does he know? Is he a billionaire? 85 million. That's pretty good. Running around playing in the MLS Chicago Fire. He got 85 million. I mean, that doesn't sound too bad. How much does he make a month? Where does he live? He lives in Barcelona. That must be why he speaks Spanish. And they say he makes 2 million a month. Man, a month? Okay. All right, well, let's jump into it. Enough investigation. Where are we at here? Make sure you guys can see him. Okay. So, disclaimer. I am not criticizing this man's English. I am not saying that he has to change anything about his English. We already saw that he is officially fluent in English according to Google. All I'm going to be doing is listening to this interview and finding places that I think if he made an adjustment or two, he would deliver his pronunciation, his English in a way that would sound more clear and natural to an American listener. So please, in the comments, don't get all offended and up in arms because I'm analyzing the pronunciation. If you don't like it, if you don't care about pronunciation, it's not for you. Go watch a different channel. But if you want to know what he's doing that he could change to sound more clear and natural, then this is what it is. So let's make sure we can hear everything. Look good to go. So let's start.
I was the child from Poland. In my head, always I have big dreams. I remember when I scored 5 goals in 9 minutes.
All right, so I can already hear that he's using a lot of consonant sounds, right? It's pretty impressive. He says scored 5 goals in 9 minutes. But listen to what stands out the most. Is the consonants or the vowels?
I was the child from Poland.
I was the child from Poland. The child from Poland. The child. Right? I would say the child from Poland. You see how much more vibration, resonance, musicality, child from Poland. Attention to the vowels.
In my head, always I have big dreams. I remember when I scored 5 goals in 9 minutes.
When I scored 5 goals. When I scored 5 goals. When I scored. It's not really any vowel there. Instead of scored, I would say scored. Scored when I scored 5 goals. So I think this is going to be the theme of the interview here. Let's check it out.
On every level, like perfectly. Also, the mentality is different, you know.
Okay, did you hear that? That was about rhythm. So these words that finish with ITY, they all have the same rhythm pattern. Flexibility, scalability, mentality. So you see, I'm emphasizing the syllable before the ITY. Listen to how he does it.
On every level, like perfectly. Also, the mentality is
mentality, right? So that's a rhythm pattern there that you can follow all the time. If you go to my website, there's a guide that covers that as well.
Is different, you know, because
it's called Word Stress Rules.
We had more experienced players, more tough, you know, and I enjoy
tough. You hear how that's in the mouth, tough, right? A lot of T mouth sound, tough, tough, instead of tough. A Listen to my T. Tss, tss, tss. His T was ta, ta, ta. Mine's like this. Tss, tss, tss. Tough, tough, right? My T's so soft. That energy from my body is just flowing right past. Come on, Robert. Let's find something that sounds clear. You could do it, Robert.
Push. Push.
Okay, push, push, push. This is one you guys all probably say. You guys all probably say this. I don't know anybody that hasn't said this as a non-native speaker. Push, 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 poo, poo. Right? When I say this, I sound like this. Push, push. What's the difference? Less P, right? He's poo, 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 ooh, ooh, ooh. Pushing that sound forward with his mouth. Ooh, push. I'm softer P, more aggressive vibration, musicality, more pitch, but also if you notice, my vowel sound is more neutral. I'm not saying ooh, ooh. I'm saying It's not quite fully neutral, but it's very neutral. The tongue is doing very little right? He said push. I'm saying push, push, push. This is the same vowel as foot, good, could, push, like that.
Especially now, if not only because of the money that you have.
So I would recommend here that he says, or that he uses the flap T. Okay? When he's linking not and only, this is something you guys do all the time. Use these words a lot.
Especially now, if not only because of
not only, not only, not only. So, right, we can hear his accent is highly, highly concentrated in the mouth, just like most of the accents. Not only, not only, not only. Right, but if he connects it with vibration in the flap T, not only, you hear how much more singing I had? Not only, or not only, not only. Follow the vibration, right? The pitch goes up and down, the vibration continues, T turns into D, and I go back into the next vowel. Not only, like that. Sounds more clear, sounds more natural. Remember, flap T doesn't just make you sound cool like an American. It tells us it's unstressed.
When I was very young guy, 70 years old.
All right. Look, even the transcript thinks he says 70.
Very young guy, 70 years old.
70. He sounds like he's saying 70. It's just really, I mean, there's no attention on the stressed vowel. I mean, look at his mouth position here.
Very young guy, 70 years old.
Look how small he's like 70, 7, 7, right? Look at mine. I'm like 7, 70. He's like 7, 70. So like, right, that muffled quality, it's hard to pick up on the stressed vowel, but yeah, he's like 70. 7 years. Like he's adding like an extra like d sound in there. Even the transcript is getting confused.
And one side of me is already
one side of me. All right, so again, inside the mouth, it's making it really hard for him to pronounce the letter D. Right? It sounds like he's saying the letter S-I-G-H-T, sight. Or S-I-T-E, sight. But he's trying to say side. But he has no vibration in the body. He has no musicality. So it's impossible for him to pronounce that letter. And that's why I'm so focused on placement. That is how I started teaching pronunciation, because I realized how important placement was, because a lot of non-native speakers can't pronounce every word in the language because of the way they power their voice. Listen again.
One side of me is
one side of me, one side of me, one side of, instead of one side of me, one side of me, one side of me. All right, mine's so much more musical. That's how I get the energy to keep that vibration, which creates the voiced D sound.
That the people in Germany, they are more also.
What? He's trying to say Germany?
And to Germany, that the people in Germany, they.
Germany? Come on. I think he knows that. Come on. Come on, bro. He said it twice, so maybe that was just an accident. Like.
And to Germany, that the people in.
No, he said it twice the same way.
And to Germany, that the people in Germany, they.
Germany. All right, I'm not going to even explain, right? You guys, I hope everyone watching this know how to pronounce that. Germany.
competition, but not so important for the people. So he know it that for me, that the difference.
You hear that? Know that for me. Knowing that for me. Listen how much attention he puts on that function word.
But during these 4 years, you have competition, but not so important for the people. So he know it that
for the people. For the people, right? He made it small. It's definitely small, but it's not a reduction, right? He said for instead of for. Right? Again, you need musicality, you need energy from the body. Further. He said for the people instead of for the people.
For me, that
for me, for me, for me, that for me, that for me, for me, for me.
Strong. But how to be strong? Nobody can.
All right, here is a phrase trunk that you should be doing. You should be using instead of how to be. How to be.
That's why you have to be very strong. But
have to be, right? All of this to. It's not easy to follow along when you're doing that. You want to turn it to the schwa.
That's why you have to be very strong.
You have to be. You have to be. Right. Have to be. Right. And more contrast. Like listen to how similar the syllables are. Like have to be. Have to be. Have to be. Have to be. Right. Which one is the stressed one? It's hard to tell. But if he says have to be, it's obvious that which one is the verb. Have to be. Right. Have to be. Have to be. And then how to be.
Strong. But how to be strong?
But how to be strong? How to be? So just how to be. So this is what I mean about like I've talked about this so many times is that you can't create pitch, you can't create contrast if you're speaking from the mouth. When he's saying how to be, right? There's no attention on the important part. How, the vowel, right? Also, because how finishes with vibration, he should just continue the vibration and turn it into a flap T. Say how to be instead of how to be. How to be. That's not easy to understand. If he says how to be, but he's got to use musicality. He's got to get his voice out of his mouth. He's got to stop powering his voice with the muscles in the mouth and with the body, the diaphragm. All right, this is the most watched part of the video. What is he talking about?
Check out for 20% off your first month.
So tell us then, Robert, you've spoken a lot about psychology and mentality, and you've said that 70%.
From the beginning that I could, even that I was a little bit injured, but I don't know why, but in my head I
that was so hard to understand. I mean, he was just like that. A little bit injury, a little bit injury. Bruh, yeah.
During the game, I was pissed off.
I was pissed. Okay, I was pissed off. Okay, this is good. He's not pronouncing even all. He's not pronouncing the final ed. We just had this live a couple days ago, and he's also not pronouncing the vowel is not even there. It's not existent. Like he's just saying, I was pissed off.
During the game, I was pissed off.
I was pissed off. What does that mean? I mean, outside with the context, yeah, you can get it. But if someone just said, "I'm like, pissed off," like it, I don't think most people would understand. What are you talking about? So what does he got to do? He's got to follow the same rules that we just covered today for final S. The same rules we covered for final ed. Right? Piss is not voiced, so he adds the T, pissed. And then he needs to link it, pissed off. But he also needs to add some resonance, some musicality to the vowel sound.
During the game, I was pissed off.
I was pissed off. You see how high I took that pitch in the stressed syllable, the stressed vowel? I was pissed off. Pissed off. He said pissed off. I'm saying pissed off. But it's all because I'm singing from my diaphragm and I'm driving the pitch up. I'm keeping vibration and then I'm adding the ed, pissed off, like that. This guy could really use my classes.
That the psychology in my life always I know it. That the psychology in my life.
Psychology? Okay, that's new for me. I've never seen anyone do that. Psychology? Okay, I see. I mean, there is an H there, but I mean, I've never experienced that when people pronounce it that way, right? Obviously, like this CH we pronounce as K, psychology.
I know it. that the psychology in my life.
And he needs to, again, use more musicality to get more attention on that stressed vowel. That stressed vowel is so weak, it's not easy to follow along, especially when he adds that H sound. It makes it looks like it's hard to understand what he's saying.
I know it. That the psychology in my life.
The psychology. Listen to this. Ka. Listen to the vibration go down. Psychology. Like that.
Home. Also, my wife had the problem with father because, you know.
He did a thing, problem, pro. Guys, remember, this sound does not exist in English. If you find yourself going pro, you know that you need to choose something else, right? This is problem.
Her father left the house when she was 14 years old.
All right, when she was 14. What did he say? How did he pronounce the number? Let's listen.
Father, because, you know, her father left the house when she was 14 years old.
14 years old. So this is how not to pronounce numbers. Listen to the rhythm. Listen to the way he's pronouncing the number 14.
Father, because, you know, her father left the house when she was 14 years old.
14 years old. So he's not pronouncing it in a way that makes it clear or familiar. All of these numbers, starting from 13 to 19, you have to put a lot of attention on the teen. It's fine that he's putting attention on the 4, but he also needs to add way more attention on the teen.
Father, because, you know, her father left the house when she was 14 years old.
14 years old or 14 years old. Hear the pitch, right? There's like teen years old, 14 years old, right? Right? That pitch keeps going up and down with musicality and vibration.
Score the goal, you know, how to be one step quicker.
How to be one step. Listen to how much emphasis he's putting on the consonant sounds.
To figure out how to score the goal, you know, how to be one step.
How to be one step. How to be one step. Or how to be one step. How to be one step. How to be all mouth. How to be one step. You hear the musicality? I've been talking about it all live. I've been talking about all the other lives. How to be one step, right? How to be one step. How to be one step. You got to sing your way through American English. Focus on the vowel sounds, not the consonants.
It's going, and one guy going the left, you know. And after so many years,
After. No pitch, no vowel, no vibration. It said after. Put some attention on that vowel after, right? You can't just say after. Say after. You always got to highlight the vowel sound.
So that was the first game that I pushed myself.
We talked about the push. It sounds all in the front of the mouth. Mine's all back here. Push.
Everything in between, which is what. But I get the impression that all you want to do is find out.
I don't even know what they're talking about here. Well, nobody sees behind a world-class striker. Is he really that good? He plays in the MLS.
Each of the coaches, they have
it sounds like he's saying itch, like you know, the sensation that causes you, you know, that, you know, you do this, you itch, or some people say I have an itch, but he's not saying each. Listen to the difference. E. I'll do a whole class on that. Because actually I've been getting a little bit annoyed recently, because the way that most of those pronunciation teachers you guys see on Instagram and YouTube are not teaching you how to pronounce those sounds of I and E. Shit, sheet, beach, bitch. But listen to the way he's saying, well, this is really bad grammar, but he's saying everything, what every each. You don't need to choose. You need to choose one of these, one or the other. You can't say every and each. But listen.
Take everything what each of the coaches.
It sounds like he's saying like every time there's a sensation. It's like every itch of the coaches, right? Instead of every each of the coaches. Listen to the difference. Itch, each. Itch, e, 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 e. It's all about the tongue position. I'll teach you guys how to do it in a future live. It's not about the length. That's what was making me annoyed when I see these videos on Instagram. Everybody says short vowel, long vowel. That doesn't exist. There's no such thing as short vowel and long vowel. There's no vowel that you can't pronounce both short and long. You can pronounce every vowel short or long every single time. There's no vowel that there isn't two versions of.
way, but also
Again, but also, flap T, but also. Too much mouth, no resonant vibration, just say, but also. That's something you guys say a lot, but also. I hear my students say it all the time. Stop saying, but also. Keep it musical, keep the vibration going. Say, but also, like that.
When I heard this conversation question, then I starting to understand that
It's just so much in his mouth. I mean, he could make the word conversation a lot clearer too by putting more attention on the vowel. There's 4 syllables in this, so that means that there's at least 2 stressed and 2 unstressed. There's a primary and a secondary stress.
when I heard this conversation
Conversation. Can you tell which one is the primary or secondary stress? I can't. I mean, I can tell that con and say is the stress. Conversation. But no syllables can be equal. A word with multiple syllables, even if there's 5 syllables, what is it? Maybe a couple words with 6 syllables. The syllables cannot be equal. Listen to what he's saying. You can't hear which is the primary or secondary stress.
when I heard this conversation
Conversation. You hear that? Conver. The pitch up for con, verb really small. Sation, right? Conversation, like that. And then listen to how he just speaking so strongly in the mouth. All these T sounds are really strong in his pronunciation.
Question, then I starting to understand.
I'm starting to. Vowel sounds, pitch, put the energy in the vowel sound, and then come back down for a flap T. Why? Because it's not stressed. The first T, star, right? That's stress. It's important. Make it a true T. But then when you come down and you're coming to a T that's not stressed, don't put attention on it with a true T. Keep the vibration going. Saying starting to. Don't say to, right? I mean, there's just so much stuff happening here in this. It's just this, half of 1 second of audio that's just, he's doing basically the opposite of what makes it easy for an American listener to understand.
When I heard this conversation question, then I starting to understand.
Okay, man.
To win some titles, and in the end, I won over them. It means like, wow. When I think about this, when I'm looking back, it means a lot. Of course, I cannot tell you.
There's that sound that doesn't exist again. All you Slavic people, I know that this is very popular in your languages. Does not exist. Like, look at this. This is another one you guys should be memorizing and just mastering, to never say olo, right? Look at what I say this. A lot. Listen to the difference. Lot. Does not exist in English, right? Look at the space. Lot. Listen to how he says it. Lot.
When I think about this, when I'm looking back, it means a lot. Of course,
It means a lot. He didn't make it as small as I was showing, but he's still like lots, right? He's like a lot instead of a lot, like that.
I think very good.
But given that you are in the same company as Cristiano Ronaldo and Leo Messi.
Really? Is he really that good? Ronaldo and Messi? Guys, I don't know anything about soccer. My bad, y'all. I guess he is good if he's as good as those guys.
And of course, the kind of different position.
Listen to this. Listen to what he said. Of course. Where is it? I lost the. I mean, he's just not putting any attention on his vowel sounds.
I know maybe, but
Okay, you hear that? I can. That is not how you pronounce can. There's two ways to pronounce it. You can say I can, right, with more attention on the vowel, like, or you can say I can. He's in between. He's in no man's land. It's not stressed or unstressed. He's not choosing content or function. You also have to choose. You also have to make it obvious, right? If he's going to say I can, right, he's got to put a lot of attention on that vowel sound, make the pitch go way up, sing it. I can. If it's not a content word, he's got to say I can, and make it even smaller, more aggressive. Remove the vowel sound. I can, like that. But he's just doing a combination of both.
I know maybe, but I cannot talking in for them. But from my side,
lost the transcript. That's all right. We're almost done.
I remember when I scoring 69 goals in 1 year. In 50 few games. 55. I think that.
I think so. He's replacing th for f. He's saying think instead of think.
Was because of the football.
Has the press
was because, right? Try not to say because. Use a schwa.
Something, and so many choices I choose in my life was because of the football.
Was because. I would say was because. He says was because. If you say be, it's not obvious if it's stressed or unstressed. So you say was because, but, right? You should be using that schwa as much as you possibly can to make it obvious when your syllables are unstressed.
Unique. I had to change that,
I had to use the schwa.
Because I couldn't.
Because. All right, we're almost done.
Like, or even, it depends what does it mean. Yeah. But
it depends. Again, use a schwa. Which syllable's unstressed is really hard to tell. It depends. Or it depends. It depends. Or you hear that? It depends, like that. All right. So there is the analysis for our boy Robert Lewandowski. I hope you guys learned something from this. I learned that he's a really good soccer player, but I don't know anything about soccer. So if you guys have a person that you want me to do an accent analysis on, drop the link in the chat, drop the link in the comment section on the replay. If you want me to do an accent analysis on you, you can scan that QR code there and I will go over your video in a future live. So, any final questions before we wrap this up? It's been a good live. We talked about pronunciation of the final S sound. We talked about some phrase chunks. Okay, how to feel the sounds, not just memorize the rules. If you missed it in the live, go back and watch the replay. And if you guys want more practice material, go check out Rachel's English. It's the best self-paced program. 600 plus videos, 40,000 audio files. And if you use my coupon code, you get 10% off for life. So that's it for the live here today, guys. Thank you for joining me. We'll be back soon in the next couple days with another live. Be sure to comment on the video what topics you want me to cover. And don't forget to submit your videos for pronunciation analysis. So, guys, now you know how to pronounce final S like a native speaker, so you can start training it now. And you just boosted up